Hi. This is a recap update type of a video. I probably won't be playing anything. No, I'm not going to be playing anything, no. I might sing a little bit. But a few updates of what's been going on with me. One is that I've been recording a lot. I have been learning how to use the Logic recording software, which has been pretty intuitive because I've worked with GarageBand before when I made my children's albums. However, I think I'm a little bit more focused. Not even focused. I feel like I'm a little bit more intentional, and I have a certain sound that I want as opposed to previously I just wanted to get the songs recorded. And what I'm going for is more of an analog sound, like older 60s, 70s, mostly 60s, I think. More of that Phil Spector wall of sound that I love so much, and the Chiffons and the Ronettes, and also more of that like Beatles sound that's, especially with their earlier albums, that's a little less polished. And I know they themselves practiced a lot and performed a lot before they recorded their first albums, and so in that way they were polished where I'm not necessarily as experienced polished, but still there's a very live and almost like imperfection, like just let's just get this done and let's have fun and get the music out type of vibe, where I think a lot of music nowadays is very cut and spliced and perfected, and that's not what I'm going for at all. So that's what I've been working on. I've been experimenting with different areas of the house to record, mostly in my office, which has started to morph into a studio, which is really cool. And I also tested out recording in one of our bathrooms that I love so much because I do love that echoey sound, and I know a lot of recording people will say that they don't want that like rah type of sound, and which is okay, and you can add those sounds in with different types of editing tools, but I'm really trying to go for that sound into the microphone. So that's been really interesting. And I've also noticed that I sing and play better when I do them both at the same time. And the class that I'm taking suggests recording things separately. And actually, the way I have things set up with my very minimal equipment, I can only record directly into one microphone or one source at the same time. So what I have been trying, which sounds kind of wonky, but I'm enjoying the sound, and I think it's kind of cool and unique, is I have the speaker that I bought, used on sale, for my keyboard that you can actually hear me play now. It's not completely in tune. It kind of does this like whoa, warbly thing. And so I've been playing the piano with that and then singing. So actually the microphone is picking up the sound from the speaker and also of my voice. And that's kind of creating this interesting mix that I really like. However, it does still sound kind of warbly, so I'm going to add piano on top of that. All right, so that's update number one. The recording is moving forward. It's harder than I thought. First of all, rhythm is something that I get the beat, I get that, but I don't necessarily, I can't keep it. I go faster or I go slower, and it really just depends on my enthusiasm, and like I get into the song. I don't really feel the beats. I'll get back to that point, but that's been a real challenge for me, and I don't just want to go and computerize and fix everything, because the computers can do that lately. Same with my voice, by the way. I don't want to just go and tune everything perfectly, because I'm not necessarily a fan of that sound in voice. I like things to be a little flat here and sharp here, and to hear all of the colors and the textures, and not necessarily have it sound so robotic. But that's just me. So wait, what was my point before? Oh, that it's a challenge. It's really challenging for me because I don't have that beat. And when one thing is recorded separately than another thing is recorded, and not having that beat or that innate rhythm inside of me, it's hard to match things up, and it doesn't quite sound that great to my ears. So while I feel like the sound can be a little bit more muddy and my vocals can be a little bit off, I'm trying to work towards getting at least some type of a consistent beat and rhythm going. So that's where I'm quite challenged so far. And also making the music sound full. Right now, the way that it sounds very almost like empty, like almost like this, when I like the sound to be like this. Okay, so that was point number 2. Point number 3 is that there was an email we got from my daughter's school inviting people to participate in an upcoming concert that they're having, which for me is like, okay, I'll come. I have no idea what this is like. I've never played in a group to perform before, which is they have a house band, and that's kind of what they're looking for, and that vibe. I guess I could have played by myself. They would have welcomed that as well, but I don't think that I have the performance skills yet for my new songs, as opposed to like the children's songs that I feel like I perform quite well because they're simple. And my adult songs I feel are more complex, and musically they're more complex, and I hear stuff that I want to put in there that I don't quite have the skills to do yet. So the fact that I'm now part of a house band is kind of amazingly cool and super fun. At the same time, super nerve-wracking, super intimidating. I actually wrote a song during this process just to psych myself up and just to tell myself that I can do this and it's okay to be nervous and I'm doing great and keep going and all of that, because, and I'll share that song pretty soon, I think, because it's the first one that I'm really making progress on recording, called Positive Inner Reinforcement. I made a video. I wonder if I ever posted it. Okay, I made a video about that. But anyway, that feeling of, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I want to be here. And I want to be a part of this, and this is exciting, and this is fun, and yet I don't have the same skill set as everybody else, musicianship-wise. However, I do have the lyrics, and I might not have the same vocal range as others, but I feel like I bring that energy and that passion and getting the message through. So it's been really a little rocky internally for me, navigating this new experience, and very exciting and very like, oh my gosh, I get to sing my song and they get to sing my song and it's going to be heard by people. Whoa! Like, that's so exciting. And then getting into the nitty gritty of it, it's like, okay, and then how does this part go here? And I don't know how that's supposed to sound. And I didn't actually think that part through. And oh, my rhythm, by the way, of the song that I'm singing, I was singing it and then all of a sudden the band like stopped at one point and we tried it again, and then they stopped again, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Apparently the way that I sing the song in my head, if you go back and listen to that last video, you can, if you're beat inclined, you might hear that I like drop a half beat, something they were trying to explain to me, in Finnish, by the way. I didn't quite get all of it. But somehow the part that goes, something amazing, something amazing is about to shine through. Like, whatever I do there is apparently not broken up in the normal way of making beats, and it was throwing, like, everybody, well, not everybody, most people off. So we had to kind of play around that. But going through that experience, it had me second guessing. It's like, well, why can't we do it that way? And like, can I just be innovative and can you just play along? And then, well, it's not going to work, and this type of feedback, and why is this taking so long? Like, all of this conversation that happened was very, like, in the moment, a little bit like tension, and at the same time, I was like, I had this curiosity and this almost like testing the boundaries. Like, why can't it work? If I'm doing it and it's singing it and it works, like, why can't you guys do it the same way? But I also realized that it's a group and it's a band, and I'm not that invested in a certain beat or a way. For me, it's the lyrics, it's the meaning, it's getting that energy and that positivity out there, and these positive words in our head, right? Like I've been saying ad nauseum. So if the beat changes a little, like whatever, as long as I can sing it and I know how to do it, that's totally cool, and that's what we ended up going with. So yeah, my song is going to be performed. Like, how cool is that? This is like a huge step forward for me. First of all, that I even went to volunteer to be a part of this. Second of all, that I was brave enough that I volunteered my song, and now like going through the process, it's just like that I had a song ready, all of that stuff, and that I know how to write the music for. Well, not the music. I don't know how to write the music for it. I know how to write the chords for it. The music thing is something else that I'm learning. But anyway, that's the third update, and I think the last one is that I volunteered to write the school a song. And because I asked in that planning meeting about the concert, that, hey, does the school have a song? Are we going to sing that song? Or are you guys going to perform that song? It wasn't like I wasn't a part of it at that point. That just kind of evolved, and I got up on stage with them when they asked me. I was like, okay, I'll sing it. And so they apparently didn't have a school song, don't have a school song. So I asked for some ideas from the students. And I went through the website of the school and some information that was on the parents' information they send out, and orientation and those types of things. And I started to piece together a song. And it was really hard because, first of all, it's in Finnish. Second of all, and I'm not saying this makes it hard, but it's a different genre. It's more of like a gospel Christian song. And not that makes it hard, but what was hard is I was second-guessing myself in that, is this appropriate? Is this okay? Is this the right way to say it? Not just in the actual language, the Finnish language, but also, like, is this correct for the religious view of it? So anyway, that was all going on, but the song came together, and I just finished it this week. It's called Täällä Valo on Loistossaan, which translate to, like, here the light is in its glory, or here the light is, like, bright and shiny. And it turned out to be a song that has a lot of meaning for me, because I do feel like the community at that school is very positive and uplifting. A lot of that comes from its religious roots, in a very positive way, I think. And so I do feel like the community and the school is a place where there's a lot of positive light shining, and I feel like that is coming through in the song. So yeah, so I wrote a song for the school, and that song is also going to be performed at this concert, which is kind of crazy that two of my songs all of a sudden are going to be heard by hundreds of people. Hopefully I can record it and put it up here for you guys too, but this feels like a really big step for me. And as I said, it's come with a lot of emotions, both really high highs and I wouldn't say really low lows, but kind of low moments that I have really been introspective about and seeing, like, what is the root of this feeling? What am I believing here that isn't necessarily helping me, or that isn't necessarily true, or that isn't necessarily what I want to be believing? And it's been a lot of music lately. It's been a lot of songwriting. I think I've written 2 or 3 other songs in between this period of maybe 4 weeks, and things are just flowing really beautifully. So I wanted to share that in a very non-exciting, non-edited, non-modern storytelling or catch people's attention type of way. I've been introspecting a lot about that too lately, because I've been trying to balance, and I've made a video about this before. Let's see if I can link to that one too. I have been, or is it this side? I don't know. like how much do I just put my authentic self out of where I am right now and balance actually getting my message out there. And you can have, I think, a huge amount of people know who you are, and be inauthentic, and you can be totally authentic and nobody wants to hear it. And then that's a whole spectrum, right? And then anywhere in between. And so I'm trying to figure out where I fall and how do I stay authentic enough, whatever that means, that it's still within my values and who I am as a core person. But we all have different shades of who we are, and different times we express different parts of ourselves. And so I'm really playing around and exploring how much of the authenticity is shining through, to quote one of my songs, as opposed to what's actually catchy and popular that's going to get people interested and coming along and get excited about it. Or maybe it's just a phased approach. Maybe it's that excited, putting my marketing hat on. It's that initial, catch the attention and then hold the attention long enough to get to the real core of it all. But catching the attention in a really authentic way, or authentic enough way that might merge in maybe some other parts of myself or some other influence that I've had. That's what I've been playing with too. All right, thanks for sticking with me. This is 16 minutes, and no editing or anything fancy, and just me talking. So that's where I am right now. Thanks for being here. If you've made it all the way to the end, maybe the one person who has. Cool, thank you. And I hope there's some meaning and value, and that you got something out of this too. At least I did. So thanks for holding space, at least, for me to talk through what I've been going through, and to share my excitement and it's almost like this satisfaction, like, okay, it's happening and I can do this, and just to witness that and to be here with me on this journey. So thank you, and have a great day. Bye.